sometimes you will have things like this happen, but that's okay. I'm just trying to make sure I got this in the right order so that you can see what needs to be seen. There are a lot of things that I want to discuss with you, but I might do it another way tonight. I may well do it another way tonight. So let me try and get this. So good evening, good evening, good evening. Those of you watching me live on
Beg your pardon. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. I can. Sorry about that. Those of you joining me on the playback YouTube, I beg your pardon. Again, those of you who are on Facebook, please subscribe to the channel. Or I will put the link up again for to see. We need to keep doing this. I'll be doing this quite every time I do my broadcast. I'll be flipping. Sometimes I'll broadcast on Facebook large screen. Sometimes I'll do because I'm trying to make sure that and we keep a lot of the people who are with us because the message that we're trying to put out there is we need people access to that without and to place. Clearly, they're trying to stop us from having a coherent download the all of that, and then now and then I will change. Fee charge for download. It is your right. The Constitution is your constitutional right to know what is within that Constitution. Now, we're not saying it for you to go and discuss with the government, for you to know your rights and to know the fraud within that Constitution, so you can be able to more comfortably stand up and go against it. So beg your pardon, just a few minutes on at www. You'll see that come up in a few minutes. Um, so I'm urging you all, I will need your help this journey. We have over 91,000 followers. Um, and I want to thank you all. Grateful for your support and what we're doing. Grateful. So what I'd like you all to do is please, as you're coming in, subscribe to us on YouTube. Tell your friends, share the broadcast. Very important. Talking to you about it. Make us aware. Yeah. So is some sort of problem on the Facebook, on the YouTube. But that's fine. We will carry on Facebook. But please, the main aim is for you to subscribe to all. Migrating to now, what I was saying before, the military, they have never fought to protect our borders. Our military have never fought foreign invaders to protect our borders. Think about it. The wars they fought has been wars whereby they've turned the guns inwards against the city. They fought against those who felt oppressed. I'm talking in terms of the 1957, 1967 to 74, whereby the Nigerian military, under those who they went and quelled Afran right to governors that. So that's what I'm trying to tell us now. So the killings of Nigerians is not something they've been doing now. They've been doing this from day one, and they continue to do. They will buy new tanks, weapons, new whatever, and invariably those weapons are turned. I have yet to see another country mass outside our borders and turn the guns against us with our army facing outward and deciding to fight the enemy. Instead, the military has engaged in killing our own people, our own land. That is the sad reality that all of us must confront and accept that this is the case. This is what they have been doing to us. And we have to, to understand the psychology behind that. The same people who are equally oppressing us on a day-to-day basis with their guns and making us bow to them are the same ones who are forcibly putting in rules to oppress and suppress us and keep us suppressed in our own land. So when we try to speak up against that unjust, an unelected bunch of thieves, dogs, so they are unelected, didn't vote for them. They've imposed themselves over time on us. Now and then, when they've seen that there's a chance for us to start freeing ourselves, they reimpose themselves. They reimpose themselves. That's what they're trying to do. With these NSAS now, you see that they're saying they do not want NSAS to even come out to protest. Yet, in the same constitution that they gave us, the same in actually, let me just state this. The 1999 constitution is a decree. And I've said that before. I know it says the constitution on it. It says that. But I'm telling you that the 1999 constitution is a decree because the military drew that up. They drew up the local government authority. They drew up the exclusive list, and they now dressed it up with Professor Awa Yadudu being the man to sort of bring the thing to everybody and say, oh, we now go to adopt. And I want you all to know. I want you all to know this. Yeah. Thank you very much, Nwada Biafra. I appreciate it. Please continue to do that. We will need to be doing this over and over because Facebook are really playing with my numbers. Everybody knows when I come and do a broadcast, or normally when everything is running, when I go and do a broadcast, minimum of 100, 200, sometimes 300 people. And when everything is really going swimmingly, I get over 1,000 views. But for the last 2 or 3 weeks, Facebook has been reducing the numbers. So I'm not gonna leave it to Facebook to control what we are doing. We're gonna take charge. And I will need your support. Those of you watching us, please make sure you subscribe. It might not be stable at the minute on the YouTube. I'm going to do what I can, make sure that it is indeed stable, and it will, over time, that will get better because we're just doing this. It's a new thing that we're going to try and migrate to. But going back to the military, one of the things that we, like I said, we have to understand, we should not be surprised that the military turned the guns on the NSAS youth. That's what they've done all along. Every time the citizens decide we don't accept the imposition that the military has been imposing on us, they turn the guns to suppress us. That is what they keep doing. When in the 1992 election that Abiola won, the people spoke. The army didn't like what the people said. So what did the army do? The army took power from the people by force. They took over power. They said, oh, they will get the free press and all of this stuff. And what happened? The press was silenced. People were killed. Ken Saro-Wiwa and others, there's so many people that were killed under the various military governments. Go and look at it. All they've done, I have yet to see Nigerian military actually fight foreign foes coming to our country. I've yet to see it. If you see it, let me know. Type 1. Please type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense to you. Type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense to you. And don't forget, please, as you're coming in, subscribe to us on YouTube. Type 1 if what I'm saying makes sense to you, please. I'd like to just know, as we go along. Because it's now and then you just want to be sure that, we are on the same page and you can reason with what I'm saying. You can see that I'm not over egging it. So that's what I'm trying to do as we're speaking. So what you will see with the Nigerian government is that anytime the people are asserting their given their sovereignty, anytime the people are using their sovereignty, because sovereignty belongs to the people, it doesn't belong to the army. What does the army do? The army, psychologically, they make us fear them. This is what they do. The army The army that is supposed to protect us, they turn on us and they actually kill us. They put fear in us. The army that's supposed to protect the citizens that they serve. And let's not forget, they are meant to serve us. They are meant to serve us. That's the fact. They are meant to serve us. So I'm trying to bring this all to your attention because what is going on right now is the attempt of the military to suppress and oppress us into submission. That is why do you think the military, when they walk around, instead of being on the borders, the job of a military is to protect the country, is to protect the borders of the country. The military, go and look at the US military. The US military, they never interfere in politics. They never interfere in politics. Somebody wants to call in and talk. Let me see. Hello, caller. Let me just see if I can call. Hello, caller. Hello, can you hear us? Hello, caller. Good evening. Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, go ahead. Good evening. Hello. Your name and who's calling, please? Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Yes, we can. I can hear you loud and clear. We hear you loud and clear. Yes, you're on Citizen Network. Yes. Yes, you are. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It is. I agree. Oh, the network. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Yes. Mm-hmm. Indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It's force. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. To beg for their lives. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They will. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Indeed. 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 Yes. Network. I got network. Oh, his line just went dead. Okay, you there? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go on. Yes. Yes. They are. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Indeed. Indeed. Absolutely. Yeah. Ah, network. Yes, yes, they will be. Yes. Mm.
So the Nigerian,
Yes, exactly. Yes.
you understand?
Yes.
They're about
Exactly.
not young, is also part of
It is.
because
It- yeah.
not young to
Yeah. Indeed. You will.
Godfather,
It is very much so.
you
Very
will
much
not
so.
be
Exactly. Exactly.
Jesus of God.
Yeah.
So
Indeed.
Jesus
Yeah.
who are
Indeed.
men very stupid.
Indeed.
They damn they do. So first,
No, they don't. They're not looking for the interest of the people at all.
when you talk to them,
Yeah. They are extremely, extremely.
only children,
Yeah. Exactly.
you,
Exactly.
they don't
Exactly. Exactly.
even think about
No.
because they feel like
No.
look at government and the
Exactly. Indeed. Indeed.
just like that.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
feel that Nigeria,
Exactly. Yeah.
anything about is who is talking and Akara.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't thinking about themselves and their children.
Yes. Indeed.
Can
Indeed.
you imagine to have one of the best educations in the southern part of Nigeria?
Indeed. Indeed.
The best education system.
Yes.
We Ghana
All of the other African countries, they came down.
and body medicine
Yes.
have happened. Have we not have derailed
Completely.
from
Completely.
our education system?
Yeah. Yeah.
We no longer have any we no longer teach histories.
Yes.
We no longer teach what is to the brain
Exactly.
African human beings.
Exactly. We don't.
Having our schools is just like education system.
Exactly. Exactly. It is.
It makes me feel a lot of things.
Yeah.
How come
Yeah.
if we have who
Exactly.
are from Igbos,
Exactly.
United States happens,
Exactly.
does that mean even in can do this thing, we can have
Absolutely. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. We had it before.
best of those that
You know, I tell you something. The Saudis, they used to come to Africa, to Nigeria, to the hospitals in Lagos and Ibadan, all these places, to have the operations. In fact, we in the Commonwealth, we was known as one of the best hospitals. You know,
to be
for people to operate for. And now look at us. Look at us. Now, my brother, what I want, I hope you've downloaded the Nigerian Constitution, because it's very important that we have that, because there are things within there. Specifically, the exclusive list is one of the things that I am pointing people to. Are you aware of that?
yes.
Right. So one of the things that I want us all to do, I'm glad you're aware of it. It's because you will know what is behind it. You will know very well that this is something that is oppressing and suppressing our people daily. The impact of the power grab by the military means that the things that we're talking about, these things to do with electricity, water, light, hospital, bridges, schools, roads, all of it, it is negatively impacted. Because those in power now, they have the final say. That exclusive list, it gives them the power to silence anybody from questioning them. They don't, and they have immunity. So those are the kind. I don't know how do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that?
the electricity bill,
Yes.
rule, and construction works that has been handed over to the government and they are taking advantage of it.
Yes.
Over is something even the
Hi.
youth are supposed to benefit
Hi,
from,
Angela.
but using it against the people.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Now, about the road.
Yes.
Nigeria now, we don't have the construction companies that can actually trust that, okay,
yes,
this construction company can actually take care of roads
indeed,
construction. You understand? They can build roads.
Yeah. Please continue to hit the like button so that people they won't bring it down. Go ahead, carry on. Yes.
We employ China. We call China to come after of independence.
Exactly. It's a backward. That's a regression. Yeah, it is.
And women to study engineering.
Yes. Yes.
So
think so.
Tell me why engineering if they cannot get this job done?
Exactly.
Or they eligible to get this job done.
Exactly.
Or to build or construct anything.
Indeed.
It is because incompetency has taken over the government.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
Nigeria is supposed to be it's supposed to be economic and a stronghold powerhouse of African nations.
Indeed.
Because we just the youth have potentials.
Indeed.
People have potentials from Igbo land
yes.
and to the entire
middle belt
southern part of the country.
Yes.
Has potentials.
Yes.
Okay. Now tell me, in the 1967 to 90, we fought and are supposed to do a lot of things. Yeah. We are supposed to learn a lot of things from you. Yes. Now, happens to the missionaries and a lot of built Biafran soldiers. Yeah, indeed. Had it been okay and to develop Nigeria and they bring everybody together. Yes. Being that Nigeria is practicing a regional government. Yeah. It is supposed to use the mechanism of the Biafran ideology. Yes, indeed. The weapon and arms on the bottom. They don't have to depend on America, on UK or Saudi Arabia. Indeed. To even build to sell them arms. You understand? Yeah, indeed. Because of selfishness. Yes. Indeed. Very. Yeah. It's crazy. Buying military weapons. Yeah. If Nigeria is a company, I don't country anymore. It's a company. Yes, you're right. A country for goodness. Nigeria develops. Yeah. That the world can produce. It will just depend on and all you have potential. We can build something from the scratch. Yeah. Indeed. If let me just tell you how deep that we have. Yeah. So many of us to travel abroad. We wouldn't be. Because can build something our own. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Nigeria is the economic dependent by the AU. Yeah. You're not even of the world. Yeah. I believe that Nigeria is supposed to stand and just like United States of Nigeria is supposed to be a powerhouse. Indeed. African continent. Indeed. Nigeria is supposed to stand and defend the African nations. Yes. But what Nigeria done? Nigeria has been very backwards. Because the breed. Yes. The breed has been
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head.
Fulani,
Yeah.
Fulani people shine shoe, shine my shoe.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's very, very disgraceful.
It is. It is. It is. You know.
Shine my shoe is the one. Is our president.
Yes.
They are the one who do.
Mm-hmm.
These people do not have the type of education that we have.
No.
Do not have the type of the wisdom and the ideology that we have.
Yes.
Deploy ideology of an Odudu and the Biafra man.
Yeah.
We see Nigeria greater than even and the 10 to 20 years now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
But is that possible? It's not possible. The Britain want to remember Nigeria free from Africa will be free.
Exactly. We are the key, we're the gateway for the freedom of Africa. Yes. Once we free ourselves, the rest of the Africa. Yes.
Obama, in order to sign this gay marriage failed because it had Nigeria signed it. The other African nation will follow. They will follow because even they always African countries like copy.
My brother, I'm sorry, what's your name, my brother? What's your name again, please?
Joseph, I'm coming from
India. Okay, thank you. Listen, before you go, one of the things, do you know anything about the local government councils, local government authorities? Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Are you familiar with how it was created?
Yes.
Right. The reason I'm just asking, because many people might not be aware. People just say 774 local government areas, but many are not aware, like you and I are, that this was actually a military government creation. And this is what is harming us today. They created this at the same time as they did the 1999 Constitution. And we weren't consulted. There was no consultation when they were drawing up the maps of all the local government areas. And the most destructive thing they did with that 1999 Constitution was that they zoned local councils heavily to be populated, to have more numbers, more local government seats in the north than in the south. And the effects of that singular action is what we are feeling today. So that such an extent that if we were to try to change anything in the National Assembly, the number of us combined, the Southwest and the Southeast, can never match the Northerners. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm very, very aware. To be honest with you, I will tell you the right word you need to know it.
Yes.
You go to the north, they have few numbers of people.
Yes.
Drive along we call local.
Yes.
You barely see maybe about 300 or
that's the
100.
Exactly. That is a fraud. What I'm saying, in effect, is that local government authority, the demarcation of the local government and what they did is a fraud that we need to confront. It's a fraud.
It's a total fraud.
Yes.
These things happen. That is because this has not been in unity.
Yes.
Had it been, how come that the North are drawing 19 states to themselves?
Exactly.
They are drawing. And why? How many states?
Yeah.
It's disgraceful.
It is.
Very, very.
Yeah.
How even the North has even the Kano State has
44 local governments, and Lagos has 22.
Imagine, much bigger than the entire East.
It's crazy.
The entire South and Southeast.
Yes, Ebonyi has about 17 or something like that, and I'm laughing. It's not funny.
And the people, it's okay if you want it, Biafra thing.
You can't win anything in there. You can't.
How is it going to?
You can't win it.
How? How is it going to work?
No.
We had the North, especially, and they have it impossible.
Yes.
For the government.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
They have made it
They have.
impossible for us to penetrate the government.
Yeah.
So there is no to treat the Nigerian government through
Yeah.
the Senate.
Yeah. Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
The word is totally true.
Yeah.
It is the first time in the history of Nigeria, the whole apparatus
Yeah.
comes from the
North. Exactly.
The whole security apparatus.
It is crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
I mean, competent. The people in charge of the security apparatus
Yeah.
does not even deserve to get money.
Exactly. Exactly.
They don't even deserve to be a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
No.
understand?
No.
Now, how people are
Yeah.
telling
Exactly.
raping our women,
Yeah.
which is the worst part of it.
It is. It is. And they're killing us. My brother, only for time purposes. Listen, what do you think is the way forward? Knowing that we are being controlled by military men in secret, because our constitution is a military constitution. It's a decree, really, but it's dressed up as a constitution. It isn't. And what is the way forward? What do you suggest?
The way the youth must understand. If you must make changes, you must stand up. And you must stand up. Remove fear of death.
Yes.
Because fear, things that stand in front of you will control you and they will win against you.
Yes.
But when you always. So, one opinion for Nigerian youth is to be fearless. Face the government. You understand?
Yeah.
Face the government. Be fearless. And be upright in focusing that you want. It has forms in a lot of countries,
yeah.
not just in Nigeria.
Yeah.
In Chile, as I told you before.
Yes, he does. Yes, I remember. Yes.
It has happened. Even so many other countries.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So in Nigeria, the youth can do it.
Yes.
No matter the time.
Indeed.
No matter the time, the most important to be on social media, because right now,
yeah,
the world is here.
It is. We have to be. Exactly.
Every message is on the media.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed.
Yes. And to pass the message of what is going on.
Yeah.
We cannot put our hands
no.
to this government to do like this.
Exactly.
We must face them.
Exactly.
No matter if they die.
Yeah.
We know this.
Exactly.
And it's very, very that
it
people
is.
are going to.
Yeah.
But bring down this Fulani money.
We must, indeed.
If we don't bring them down, they will bring us down.
Indeed.
They will
yes.
Even to the last.
Indeed.
That they will make to plead them.
Exactly.
And say, please give us the water.
Exactly.
Allow
exactly.
Allow us
so that what thank you. Listen, before you go, one more thing. The youths, there apparently there's some NSAS protest that's going to be coming up soon. The government is trying to stop them. We are in support of them going forward, but as long as they are aware that the issue is not NSAS, because like I said, in the exclusive list, the government can stop, they can do and undo, they can create any security services they want because of that exclusive list. That's the key to what the youth should really focus on. Would you agree on that?
To be honest with you, the government has assumed power, and the power to them, they can
do and undo. Exactly. That's what that's what the exclusive list is about. Exactly.
But powerful than the citizens.
No, they're not.
The citizens that decides what happens.
Exactly. Exactly.
Whether they choose to bring or us back.
Yeah.
The citizen has the right and the power to say we don't want it anymore.
Exactly.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now when back
in
a second now, they must go for the neck.
Yes.
The neck of government.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like
exactly.
It's not going to be like NSAS.
No.
A total change.
Yes.
A total Nigeria must have a 24-hour
electricity.
power supply.
Do you know on just my brother, just on that, would you believe, do you believe, you know, I was surprised to hear that we are supplying electricity, 24 hours electricity to Niger, to Togo, to Chad.
I've known this for a very long time.
I was and we don't have power.
Can you imagine that the 24
electricity
power supply?
Yeah.
Benin Republic, I used to for travel on the, I see some home inside bushes.
They have lights.
Electricity. To be honest with you, I'm very surprised. What is going on? How come?
And I think we are supplying Benin as well. I think we're the ones supplying Benin as well.
Yes, Nigeria also supplies the Benin.
You see?
Too.
And we are living in darkness. So my people, are you hearing? No, we are the ones supplying Benin Republic electricity, but we who supply it, we are in darkness in our own land, and the government keeps telling us to pray to the heavens for light. Wow.
That's just the name Nigeria.
Wow.
Because Nigeria means darkness.
Yes, it does.
Nigeria means unfortunate. Nigeria means disaster.
Yeah.
Nigeria means disgrace. Disgrace for good.
Yeah, we have been. Let's. Yeah. My brother.
Imagine people who are foreign.
Yes.
Who are immigrants in Nigeria are now controlling us.
Yes.
The Odu are indigenous.
Yes.
The Biafrans are
indigenous.
But these Fulani,
they're not. Yes.
How have we this to just take over?
No, we shouldn't allow it.
The Niger Republic is now having
electricity. Yes.
People who has everything it takes to control.
We're living in darkness in our own land, and we are proud. Yeah. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I mean, they're casting spells. Yeah.
So that the youth cannot stand up.
Yes.
You do not the darkness.
Yeah. Well, whether they like it or not, the youth are waking up. No.
You get it.
Yeah.
Jonathan to build this thing. They stopped him.
Yeah, they did.
I remember even the top.
Yeah.
States are able to throw the electricity.
Yeah.
But they stopped him because they know that if these things are regional government,
yeah,
they have in 2000, if they didn't act,
yeah,
they not as they are on the side.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
They can't allow this
No.
because they know that every of their everything they depend is coming from.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not, okay.
Even the sea,
anything.
the sea.
The only thing they have to say they are good in
Yeah,
like that, but the resources are coming.
exactly.
But you know,
Yeah.
the youth are doing a lot, but the government are the ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knowledge, truth.
Yes, yes, they are. They're suppressing the youth on a huge scale.
In solar power.
Yeah.
To bring citizens, because the government.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Even from the West, have youth who are.
Yeah.
A lot of things.
Exactly.
But have a man, China as president.
Yeah.
What do you get?
Exactly. Exactly.
You get disgrace.
You get disgrace. Yeah. No, my brother, I thank you so much for calling in. I would just like to see if others want to call, only for time purposes. I'm so grateful for your contribution. I've got your number. Please do call in again. And please help me share this broadcast. And please help me tell people to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Because Facebook are really messing with the broadcast. They're trying to make it frustrating. So we need to have an option to make sure we go to YouTube and do our broadcast from that basis. But I thank you so much for your valuable contributions, and I welcome you to come back on again. I've got your number on here. We can, let's just continue to speak truth to power. We have to encourage our youth. And there's something you said. We have to be ready to put our lives on the line to make sure that we get a collective better future for all of us. Each of us must work together. But I thank you so much, my brother. Thank you once again. Thanks for the discussion. And
very, very good man. Even if every time I pray for you and I say, strengthen and uphold you, and then
amen.
That will do.
And you
too.
too.
You will continue to do it diligently and the good Lord to strengthen you.
Amen.
He will keep you and you will do the good job.
Amen.
That will bring freedom.
Amen. Amen.
In Africa.
And Biafra. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you, and do call again. Thanks again. Bye now. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. So that was my brother calling in all the way. He called the call was from India to tell you, and we spoke for a long time. I think about 15 minutes. Yeah, in fact, 30 minutes. That call was for 30 minutes. And I'm grateful to my brother, my Igbo brother, for calling in. And he touched on so many subjects. You all had it. I'll just remind you. Let me refresh your mind. As we speak, our people are in darkness in Nigeria. But our government supplies power to Niger 24/7, to Togo, to Chad, to Benin Republic. But our own people in the south don't deserve that power. Can you see the madness of what we're saying? And I urge you all, please, you need to download the Nigerian Constitution. Go to Citizen AY on www.citizenay.org. That Constitution is something we need. We need that Constitution. We need to make sure that our people, it's not for the government. We want to start teaching our people in our local languages, to know the fraud within that Constitution. And like I said, the military imposed this Constitution on us. The military is supposed to protect the people. But the military in Nigeria, they are killing the people. They are suppressing the people. They are hurting the people. The military pardons. The military, it pardons Boko Haram. And even tells us, a general in the Nigerian military told us they can foresee a time when Boko Haram can become the next president of Nigeria. You all had the video. I don't even need to explain it. That is how bad this is. That's how bad this is. And when you are hearing about Hisbah, have you all heard about the Hisbah? Hisbah saying, no, they don't want to hear Black Friday. So, in our constitution, there's something called freedom of expression. The Hisbah goes against that. Let me bring it up for you. I'll read the freedom of expression. This is why we can know anybody talking about one Nigeria. Just to come and explain to me how you can reason with those that's telling you that on Black Friday, what they call Black Friday, the Hisbah, they are sending out Hisbah police in Kaduna or Kano, and telling people you cannot speak and say Black Friday. Not that I support it, but there should be a right for freedom of expression. Am I correct? Do you agree with me? Let me see. I think it's section 30 something. I'll bring that to you and I'll read it. These are the kind of things that I'm talking about. When we are saying we want to be one with people that want to control our thoughts, what we do, how we think, that is not governance. That is subservience. That is enslavement. And we should do everything in our power to go against it. Again, they are doing all of this because of the military power that they've imposed on us. This is what they're doing. Now, let me just see if I can find that section for you. I'm going to try and find it for you. And I'll read it. Because the Hizbah police, or whatever, LASMA, or whatever they call them, the Hizbah, whatever they call them, the cops, Hizbah cops that they call them, they are going against the Constitution. And there should be no religion. There should be no religion that is above that Constitution. But that tells you again that those who wrote that Constitution, they didn't write it in mind for the Fulanis. They wrote it to suppress and oppress us in the South. And this is what is playing out now. So we cannot say we can be quiet in the face of this oppression. So let me give you the section where it talks about the freedom of expression. And we have the right, freedom of expression and association. Section 39 to be precise. In fact, I remember now. Right. Everybody, listen to section 39, and I'll see if I can pin it on here for you afterwards. I'll see if I can pin it on you for you here afterwards. Section 39 states, and I say, every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. But here we have the Hizbah cops. They put out a law that nobody should say Black Friday. I don't agree with the statement Black Friday, but the important thing right here is the freedom of expression. And the Hizbah goes against that. But yet people are going to tell us that we have a viable constitution. So what they put the Hizbah above our constitution. And anytime they do that, they have by their own actions reduced this constitution to nothing. It doesn't mean anything to them. So we should write the constitution that works for us. That's grounds enough for us to go and live to separate. Just because they are denying us our freedom of expression, but they are telling us that we are one Nigeria. We cannot be one Nigeria if you are going to deny me my right to freedom of expression. Are you following what I'm saying? These are the kind of things that is hurting us. Please, at this point, those of you who are watching us on YouTube, please subscribe. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. It's very important because Facebook, as you can see, the numbers are severely down. We should be running into 300, 400, sometimes 1,000 at this point because of the importance of the information that we're doing. And they know what they're doing because they are fully aware. They're fully aware that the information that we have to pass to our people is of such importance. And what way to stop? They're doing everything they can to suppress and prevent us from getting that information out. But let's not be cowed. We must not be daunted or be cowed. What we need to do is to crack on. So we use all the platforms, all the social media. So there's 30 of you watching now on Facebook, and I thank you all for watching. Please, I'd like to make sure that 30 of you subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. At the top of the page on Facebook, you will see the link for the YouTube. Click on it and subscribe, because that's the way we can carry on with our information without interference. It is very important that we carry on, because those who are the intent on making us be silent. Good evening, ma. Good evening to you, ma. Those who are trying to silence us, they are infiltrating and working with this Facebook and others. We're not interested. Let's not be cowed. We have a job to do. The job to do that we have is simple. We need to make our people aware of the injustice of this constitution. I've just told you about the Hizbah, where in Kano, in the north, they are telling you that you cannot say Black Friday. That's to interfere with your freedom of thought and expression. And that is unacceptable. In the South, we welcome freedom of thought and expression. That's how we express ourselves. Even before the colonials came, we are free thinkers. We build great, viable kingdoms and communities that lasted for thousands of years based on our ability to talk and express ourselves without fear nor favor. And amen. Amen. Oppressing Chinedu. Thank you very much, my brother. So what we are saying is this. That's another issue. That's another evidence of why we cannot. It is dangerous for us to want to be in the same nation with those who are telling us that you cannot say Black Friday. It is dangerous because our thought processes are different. That's just how it is. We in the South, you can say whatever you want. It's your right to express yourself, and the Constitution guarantees you that. But they are looking, those in the North, they don't consider the Constitution the law. They consider the Sharia law the law. That is what is happening. And we are not in a Sharia nation. They should not be imposing that on us. That's one more reason for us to really consider and make sure that we bring down this fraudulent Constitution. So we have a referendum inserted in the Constitution going forward. I propose again, and I state that again, we should make sure, those of us in the South, that there is no election in 2023, because the basis upon which we are being governed, whereby you have the 774 local governments that the military imposed on us, is a fraud. It was imposed on us by fraudulent means. Nobody in the local government, in each of the areas that they enforced this local government, nobody had a say. The people in those areas never had a say. The military simply put the map up and drew it. They drew the map and they imposed it on us. They simply inserted it into the Constitution, and then they said, "Oh, you now have a Constitution." No, it is a fraud, and let's call it what it is. We need to resist this. Because if you vote in the next elections in 2023 with this Constitution in place, we are voting for our own enslavement, and we need to resist it. We need to support the youth at this point, the NSAS youth, and I hope they can see, they benefit from the alcohol that outside consumes. Thank you very much. So this is what we mean. The craziness of somebody telling me I am born to. Another reason why we should be seriously looking at making sure that we put a referendum in the redrawn Constitution. We have to redraft the Constitution, make sure it has the referendum, because this Constitution that we are all suffering under was imposed. My father, your grandfather, my aunts, my uncles, my senior brothers and sisters, we never had a hand in accepting this Constitution. The military, under Abacha, before he died, they drew this thing up with Professor Awal Yadudu. And then when he died, Abdul Salam made sure they passed that fraudulent Constitution where we had no referendum. None of us voted for that Constitution. None of us. Awal Yadudu himself said it was adopted. Mark my words. Go and you can quote me. Type Awal Yadudu, and you will see a place where he said that they adopted the Nigerian Constitution after consultation with a few people. How many people did they consult? The best way for you to accept, to put a constitution, to pass a constitution for millions of people is a referendum. And that was very, very absent. It was totally absent in this process. There was no referendum. Nobody can dispute this. Not even Babangida, not even Abdul Salam, not even Awal Yadudu. There was no pretense of a referendum. And on that basis, this Constitution, the 1999 Constitution that has been forced on us, that is being used to oppress and suppress us, is null and void. What we want to do is to make sure that the people are aware of this fraud, because it is a massive fraud that has impacted the lives of millions of Nigerians. And we must never relent. Never. We must never ever relent. What we want to do is to make sure that when we withdraw that Constitution, also the local government must be redrawn. The people must have a say. The people must have a say about their local government, where they want it to be, who, if they decide, if they agree with the lines. The lines that was imposed was a military one. And remember, I said to you, our military, the only time the military has left the country was when they went to try and say they ended wars in Liberia and Sierra Leone, and then they went on UN. But the rest of the time, our military has been engaged in killing Nigerians. Every community you go to, when you see the military with their koboko, everybody's afraid of the military. The military can beat you up and you can't say anything. But the military is supposed to protect you. In America, the military never interfere in the electoral process. They never interfere in the political process. They are there to ensure the integrity of the nation so that nobody outside the nation can come and bring the nation down. But our military works the other way around. The military, they will buy tanks, they will buy guns, they will buy airplanes, they will buy all these things, all to fly over their own people and to kill with impunity. That is what our military does and is doing right now. Case in point, Lekki Toll Gate. Lekki Toll Gate. Our military turned the guns meant to protect our borders from intruders. They turned those guns on our own citizens. Now tell me which part of that demonstrates their commitment to the citizens. Tell me. I'd like to know from anybody who supports this government. Which part of the government authorizing the military to turn the guns on the people, which part of that shows that the military respects the sovereignty of the people? Because let's not forget, the military are not the ones who own the sovereignty. Sovereignty belongs to the people. And it's the same people that the military turned the guns on and shot. And when the NSAS people come out, we will support them. But we also want the NSAS to be aware that the exclusive list contains the very powerful words which they need to be aware of. Number 45 on the exclusive list. Let me just bring that up. Item 45. It contains a very, very powerful words that they must take note of. They cannot afford to ignore those words. And they are words. These are the words. On the exclusive list, on the exclusive legislative list, it states, item 45, it states, police and other government security services established by law. What does that mean? It means that even if you say that you want to end SARS or SWAT, this government, they will override whatever you say, because that number 45, the police and security services, is on the exclusive list upon which you as a citizen, you are not allowed to have a debate. Your voice is not allowed to have to be part of that discussion. You cannot say collectively in our area we don't want it, because you are overridden by the exclusive list. And this was the list that the military imposed on all of us. Are you all following me? So this is why we have got to make this aware to our people in our languages, in Edo, in Ishan, in Efik, in Yoruba, in Igbo, in whatever language. Make our people know these facts. So we are in support of NSAS, but we want the NSAS people totally in support of them exercising their democratic right. We are fully in support of them exercising their democratic right, because that is what is written in our constitution under section 39. You're allowed to have freedom of expression and to form association. And section 30, I think it's 38 or 39. I'll just bring that up quickly. You are allowed to peacefully protest, and nobody should stop you from peacefully protesting. And that's what they were doing. The youth have the right under our constitution to peacefully protest. Let me see if I can bring that up. Please, once again, I ask all those of you who are watching, if you haven't subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube at this point, please do so, because you can see the numbers are very low on Facebook. Facebook are deliberately trying to bring the numbers down. We're not too worried. Don't worry about it. We just take the actions we need to do. And that means that when those of you watching now, tell your friends to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, because you will get key information that you need to know, that our people on ground need to know. We want to get this information to our people on ground. On the top of the page, you will see I've got Citizen AY awareness. fund. If you can donate anything to that, do so. Because what we're trying to do is to raise funds to get booklets out, booklets in our local languages, in the villages and the towns, to tell people about this fraudulent constitution and how it is impacting their lives, particularly the exclusive list. Because we believe firmly that if people know that they are being oppressed by their own government, they will not silence, they won't accept it. They will not accept it. And these are the things that we're talking about. So I want to just show you the section 39. Let me see. Is it 39? Yeah, here we go. I think it's 30. Yeah, okay. Time to feel associated impact form. Okay, that's the one. Let me tell. Is it 38? 1 second. Beg your pardon. Yeah, I read it earlier on. Section 39 says every person shall be entitled to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference. And that's one part of it. I want to read the second part. Every person is entitled to assemble freely and associate with other persons, section 40. Associate with other persons. In particular, he may form or belong to any political party, trade union, or any other association for the protection of his interest. That section 40 right there is what entitled the youth to peacefully protest. And the government, under this falsehood, saying that there were thugs there, they want to prevent the youth from exercising their democratic right. A government that denies the people their democratic right as laid down in that constitution is not a government worth supporting. This is why we need a redrawing of the constitution with a clause for the referendum inserted to give the people the option whether or not they want to be part of this fraudulent contraption. Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon. Good morning. Sorry. Good morning to you. So please, those of you watching me, please do not just watch, please subscribe. At the top of the page that you're watching on Facebook, you will see the link for Citizen AY YouTube. Subscribe. It's very important that you subscribe. We need to make sure that the numbers are going up on YouTube, because what we're trying to do is to give ourselves an alternative platform. If Facebook are going to be intent on trying to keep our numbers down, we can go to Facebook, we can go to YouTube, we can go to Twitter, we can go to Instagram. These are options. So please, at this point, whilst you're watching, just click on the link above, join us on YouTube, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube, and we're live Sunday, Nigeria, join us. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Angela. I so much appreciate this. So all of us, I want us all to know, please, as I'm saying this, we all have a voice. We move. Absolutely, Angela. We move. We move. All of us, we have a voice. And this voice is what we must use. We must never allow anybody to silence us. And in the face of the youth, what they did, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. I so much appreciate you. Please spread the word, because Facebook are really ramping down the numbers. I can see that. But I'm not worried. Let's not even bother. It's nothing to be worried about. We just need to take the steps we need to take. We will use the various social medias to get our message out there. There's a saying in my language, and that's how we look at it. There's many routes into the market. So if Facebook wants to do that, let them do it. But we will use other options. It's their loss as far as I'm concerned. So what we need to do in all of this, however, is please, every one of us, make sure you've downloaded Poboski Hall. Thank you very much, my brother. So make sure you have downloaded the Constitution. Just go down to www.citizenay.org. www.citizenay.org. On there, you will see the Constitution. Click on it. Download it. Once you download it, go and type page 75. Page 75 will take you to the exclusive list. And on every list, on that exclusive list, every item on it, the 68 items, I want you to fully understand this. It has a massive impact on your lives, your family's lives, and the unborn generation's lives. Let me say that again. Every item, the 68 items on the exclusive list in the fraudulent constitution, has a massive impact on the lives of yourself, your family, your friends, your coming generation, particularly if you're a Southerner. And those are the lists that you need to expose. You need to expose this list to tell your family and friends about this fraudulent list and how damaging it has been on all our lives. But for this exclusive list, many of us who are in diaspora would probably never have left Nigeria. But for this exclusive list, many of us that have gone to see go to different countries, all to seek a better life, would never have left Nigeria. We would have fulfilled our true potential right there in Nigeria. But because of that exclusive list, number one, the constitution itself, number two, and the local government authority, those three things wrapped together, they become a noose around our neck that we must take off. Not just for us. This is not about us. This is not about me or Angela or we are in the past. This is about the coming generation. If we don't show them what has been done to enslave them and keep them enslaved, they will remain slaves for the next 100 years. And that is a chance we are not willing to take. That is something we are simply just not going to accept. So I want you to join us. Amen. God bless you, James Obiora. So this is a task for all of us. I want us all to see ourselves as leaders. Those of you watching me, 30 of you and a few more of you on YouTube, we are collectively leaders. We are a collective of leaders. We are a collective of leaders. Our mission is simple: to free our people from bondage. And we will do the steps. We will take whatever steps it takes for us to achieve that goal. Nothing will stand in our way. We will never, ever relent, because this is injustice. When a government can turn on its people and order its military to fire, to shoot against its own citizens and watch them bleed to death, and then go and hide the body of the citizens, and then say it never happened, or they didn't kill anybody, and then try and come up with a fake tribunal inquiry. That's not a government. That's an enslavement camp. And we must all, to a man, those of us that believe in our people and believe in their ingenuity and their survival, we must all work together to free our people from that bondage. That is something that we must sign up to without even question. You must be 1000% committed to this without question. I want you all to make sure in your own heart you're signing your name in blood if you have to make sure we support our people. Because those in government, like I said, we are still being led by the military, because the military forced this constitution on our necks, and they don't want us to discuss it. That is why don't bother wasting your breath trying to speak to anybody in government about restructuring. It will never happen. I can tell you that categorically. It will never happen. They've got their feet on our neck, and they won't take it off unless we do what? We have to take it off. They won't take it off. You see, freedom is never given. It is taken. Freedom is never given. It is taken. And here are one of the steps that we will take. The steps we need to take is to make our people in our towns and villages and cities aware of this fraudulent constitution. So that's what I'm trying to make us all understand. So however many of us can spread this message, let's sign up to this ourselves. We can all, those of you watching me, you have Facebook, you have YouTube, you can open a platform. You can go on your page live. You can do a live like I'm doing and start talking about the Constitution. Go into areas. You might even see areas that I have not seen. Like I'm showing some things here on YouTube. You won't be able to see it on Facebook, because Facebook, I can only show this. I can't really interact on it because I'm doing it on the phone. But on the YouTube, I'm doing it via via the computer. So I have a bit more information that people who are on YouTube, you can watch it. So that's one of the reasons I'd encourage you to please subscribe to us on YouTube. That way you can get this information firsthand. You can interact. And those of us, I want us all to remain committed to this. This is not going to be a small thing. This is not going to be a small task. This is a huge task that we must commit to, however long it takes. However long it takes, we must remain committed and resolute to it. Now, I personally believe in Oduduwa Nation. That's why you see the flag. Others will believe in Nigeria. I understand that. But one thing we all agree on, one thing that we all agree on at this point, at this very point, is that three things. One, the local government authorities is a fraud that's been imposed on us. Two, the constitution itself is also a fraud. In truth, it's a decree. Three, the exclusive list contained within that constitution, again, is a millstone around each of our necks, suffocating our families and the coming generations. It now falls on our shoulders to do what? To lift it off. It falls on our shoulders to collectively stand together and lift it off. And that is what we are doing now. Awareness of the fraud that lies within the Constitution is one of the first places we must start. And once we start doing that, once we start raising the awareness of the people, they will now start saying, we cannot go forward with this Constitution as it stands. What we want is to redraw the Constitution to the local government councils, and also, in fact, we need to insert a referendum to allow us, once we now write a Constitution, for the people to vote on it, to decide, do we want it or do we not want it? And that referendum will have a clause whereby people can vote if they want to stay in that country or not. Those are the steps that we need to take. That is, thank you. Eunice Chuku, thank you, my sister. You're very welcome. Please share it. And please make sure you subscribe to us on Citizen AY YouTube. Very, very important. These are information that we're doing. I also, if you can, subscribe to us on Oduduwa TV Radio as well. Because on Oduduwa TV Radio, we speak in Yoruba, but on Citizen AY, we speak in English. Because we're, it's interactive for both Igbos and Yorubas and Middle Beltons. So that's what we're doing. So this is something that we do. I've been talking about the Constitution for over 2 years, not fully understanding the real dangers of the exclusive list. I didn't look at the exclusive list as much. I was just looking at the sections. And I was doing programs whereby I will be doing on the weekly programs. And Angela can confirm what I'm saying. I was doing weekly programs whereby I was talking about the Constitution and the need for us and the powers that lies within it. And and particularly I was emphasizing the sovereignty belongs to us, the people, and how we can hold the government accountable. But it soon became apparent once you saw the exclusive list and once you saw how they came about the local government authority, that this Constitution was a sham. It wasn't a Constitution, it was a decree. And since then, I have been engaged in trying to raise the awareness of our people. This is not about talking to the government, I hasten to add. It's not about talking to the local government. No. The discussion we must have must be with our people on ground, the people who are suffering. They need to know these facts. Because those in government, they are doing everything they can to make sure that the people never know this Constitution. They are doing everything they can to distract them. They are doing, that's why they will give them Bible. They will give them Fatanara. They will try and make empty promises just to make sure the people never fully understand that this Constitution is the most dangerous thing that is impacting their lives on a daily basis. And that is the one thing that we must all sign up to. Every one of us, we must stand up as a collective. Every town, every city, every village, they must have this information. This exclusive list, we need to make it into pamphlet, small leaflet, and hand it. Sometimes even drop it down by plane, or have meetings, town hall meetings. Make sure everybody has it in their language, what it means and how it impacts their life. Because once people know this, they will not support bad governance. They won't accept it because they have the information. And what that will do is they will not be denied their rights because they did not speak English. You don't have to have, you don't need to speak English to acquire knowledge. You can acquire knowledge in your own language. If you can speak to somebody else, you can acquire knowledge. And that is where we need to meet them at that place. That is what we need to do. This is the commitment that we need. Absolute 1000% cast iron commitment. Without fear, without wavering. And never. We are going forward. Forward always. Backward never. That's what we need to do. That's the commitment that each and every one of us must do. Because the task before us is a huge task. But we are not daunted. We're not daunted. So we're supporting our NSAS youth. And like I said, I want us all to remember, look in all our communities, our army, instead of the army protecting our borders, they turn and they beat us in our own country. The American army, they protect their borders. They protect their people. The job of the army is to protect. And guess what? We're on Veterans Day in America, because the people so love the army that's protecting them, they respect the army. Do you respect Nigerian army? Or are you afraid of them? There's a key difference. Is it respect you have for the Nigerian army? Or is it fear of your life that they might take your life? Key difference. Can you see that? There's key differences. In the Nigerian army, they instill fear of them in you, because via that fear, they use it to rule and dominate your life. In America, they instill pride in you because they go out and fight wars to protect their boundaries. And when you come back, the people will say, thank you for protecting us. But our army, what have we got to thank our army for in Nigeria? Anybody, list any reasons why we should be thankful to our army. Name one thing that you can thank our army for in Nigeria. One. Just name one. Anybody, name one. Anybody, name one thing. YouTube, Facebook, name one thing that you can thank our army for, that they've done for us. I'll wait. There must be one thing they've done that all of us collectively we can say we benefited from. Have they protected our border? I don't think so. Have they prevented us being killed in our own country? I don't think so. Have they made sure that there's peace and calm in our country? I don't think so. So what are we thanking the army for? Thank you, Nwada Biafra. Yeah, Nwada Biafra. Thank you very much. So these are the things we should be asking. So if we're telling our army, when our army, they even start teaching the army to discipline the citizens, to beat them on the street. Anytime you walk past an army, you see an army truck, you see anybody in the army clothes, you are afraid. It's not respect you have for them. It's fear. It's fear. It's fear. They've put fear in you that if you don't comply with them, they will beat you up, and they know that they will get away with it because of this fraudulent constitution. Because under section 45 of this constitution, item 45 of this constitution, the government can support them. The government will go and say, you know what? Under item 45, once the army is protected, is created, and the police, we will back them up. Whatever they do, they are given a silent immunity. Did you hear that? They are given a silent immunity. That's an immunity that they don't speak of. They say we'll do something about it. Look at what happened to Gbajabi Amila, the Okereke that was killed. The man that killed him is a Fulani man. Do you think he's going to go to jail? Don't hold your breath. There is something in the exclusive list, number 45 on the exclusive list, and I'll show you now. Let me show you. I won't show you, but I'll read it to you. I'll read it because those of you on Facebook, you can't see it. Let me show you. Item 45 on the exclusive list. No, 47. Item 47 on the exclusive list. Listen to this. It says, powers of the National Assembly and the privileges and immunities of its members. So what does that mean? It means that the Speaker of the Senate, a Speaker of the House of Reps, Gbajabi Amila, because that man is part of his team protecting him, he can decide, okay, you are working for me, I'll give you immunity. They will rather pay money to silence it, and that man will walk free. That's what immunity does. And they won't pay, they might not even pay anything. That's because it is in the exclusive list. But the man that was selling stuff to protect his family, that's why they are justified to ask for 500 million. They are. Because by right, what should be happening is that the government should compensate for the loss of life. That's what they do in the UK. There are people, if they get killed, if they are compensated in the UK. Go look it up. If someone is killed via a crime, the family of that person is compensated. So tell me, how many people have received compensation in Nigeria when the army has killed them, the police has killed them, they've died from the armed robbery, somebody shot them to death, somebody cut off their head, somebody did a ritual. How many people have been paid compensation? How many families? How many? Zero. The short answer is nobody's been paid. And because of this constitution, there is a section whereby even for insurance, the government they have the power to not pay out any insurance because it's part of the exclusive list. These are things, I'm telling you all of this for us to really understand that the idea that we have of functioning governance is a fraud. It's a lie. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. It's a full-on lie. It's a full-on lie. And until we address that, we need to make our people aware of just how bad the documents, the constitution, just how bad this constitution is for our lives. On a daily basis, it is impacting our lives to such a negative extent. I was talking to earlier on. The government, without consulting the citizens, they are taking the electricity that we need to have a good quality of life. They are taking it away from us. They are selling it to Niger. They're giving them 24 hours electricity. They're selling it to Chad. They're giving them 24 hours electricity. They're selling it to Togo. They're giving them 24 hours electricity. They're selling it to Benin. They're giving them 24 hours electricity. And us, to whom sovereignty belongs, guess what? They're putting us in darkness. And you're going to tell me that constitution is functioning? You're going to tell me that constitution is functioning? Please explain. I'm waiting. I'll wait. Come and explain to me how that constitution that they have willingly ignored. Sovereignty belongs to the people is what it says in the constitution. Let me read that section for you. I'll read it for you. Okay, somebody's going to call me. Okay. Oh, my brother, he called it again. Okay, thank you. I was waiting for us to call, but they haven't. My brother, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, my. No, please do. I welcome this.
I have something to tell our people listening.
Yes, please.
So many people, how much the governor of their state earns.
Exactly. Please do.
So many people do not know that after the terms of their governor, they earn a lot of money. Okay, they earn a lot of money in the sense of this governor have security,
details,
some kind of protection,
yes,
all that.
Yes,
a lot of money, big money. We say that Nigerian citizens they earn 28 million naira. Wow. That is in a year. In annual quarter, in annual year they earn like a 1 million.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
The U.S. president earns $30,000.
Exactly. Exactly.
The senators in Nigeria earns more than U.S. presidents.
Yeah.
The word power for goodness sake.
It's crazy. Why? It's sickening.
I just know how our people
Well, this is because you see, my people suffer from lack of knowledge. That's what the problem is, and that's what we're trying to address.
The youth are sleeping.
Ah,
the youth are sleeping.
It's big time, big time. Yes.
I am telling you, in Sri Lanka,
yes.
In Sri Lanka, the senators, they earn $5,000 in a year.
You see now, you see, but our own, my people are hearing 5,000 a year.
I want to tell you something.
Yes, please.
But if Africa is going to be good,
yeah,
we have to decentralize everything in government.
Exactly, it has to be.
Okay. Now, those
regions
who must not earn more than the doctors.
Exactly.
They must not earn more than the teachers.
Yes.
They must not earn more than the nurses.
Yeah, absolutely.
They earn more than the militaries.
Yeah.
Because politics is not something that you say, okay, you do a hard job.
Yeah.
You have to come with your cutlasses and
yeah. Exactly.
You do it with your knowledge.
Exactly.
Your wisdom,
yeah.
Understanding.
Yeah.
That is how politics functions.
Yeah, exactly.
In the front line, battling terrorism in the first military and they are supposed to end because their life is on the line.
Yeah.
About the nurses, the medical personnel, they save lives. How come these people are and the politicians are anymore?
Exactly. Good question. Good question.
Is quite enormous.
It is. It is. It is.
Our people have to understand that these governors
earn
more than we know.
Yes, they do.
They enjoy medical trips.
Yeah.
The government. The
yes.
government sponsors their medical trips.
Exactly.
Abroad.
Exactly. And it's all free of charge, all paid for, all expenses paid. All expenses paid.
Their family, their children, and their children, their siblings, and also everything in their family.
Yeah.
They go to any country they want.
Anyone they choose.
The country takes
yeah.
care of the medical. And tax also.
Yeah.
Who is
yes.
on the street? They never receive any.
No.
For what?
No. For where? For where? No.
Since
yeah.
And about Nigeria, there is a company.
Yeah.
Called Nigeria.
Yeah, it is a company. You're right.
Comes out to benefit this.
Yeah.
From this. This company helped me and I am well.
Yeah.
This company has given me business and
yeah.
This company has given me opportunity for me to expand.
Yeah. No. No.
The corruption in Nigeria just is rotten.
Yeah. The reason why it's rotten is because, like I said, I don't know if I may interject, my brother. The reason why it's rotten is because the military, they suppress and oppressed us. And through that oppression, they now put their people in, and they've now corrupted the system. They brought, we had functioning civil service, very functioning, where you had the very functioning, well-functioning civil service parastatals, you know, water, electricity, social welfare. All of these things were functioning. But as soon as the military imposed themselves, they put in military men that were also, they're only supposed to be in the field of war to run these things. And of course, they run into the ground. And of course, now, to get people to work for them, they start doing bribe. And that's what happened. And that's why we are where we are now. That's why we now have a bribe culture. So there are so many things that is traced directly back to the the illegal imposition that the military did to the citizens that is impacting us even as we speak. So yeah, I mean, my brother, it's yeah.
If I could take you back to Malawi,
yes,
country called Malawi,
yes,
Africa.
yes. Go ahead.
This country had a protest. Okay, I can't remember. I think it's about 2011 or 2012.
Yeah.
They had a protest in order to end corruption and remove the president who is incompetent and has been, and country has been back.
Yeah.
The military stood for the people.
Exactly.
They were with their tanks.
Yeah.
And they were protecting the people actually.
Thank you.
They didn't shoot on any on.
Well.
In fact, government then talks against this. The military fought back.
You see?
And protected the innocent citizens.
There you go. Well, our military didn't do that too. Our military, instead, they were the ones at the front. They killed our peaceful protesters. We got the evidence.
There is no way they can.
No.
Do you know why? It's because these men are not trained to become military.
No, they're not. Yes. Exactly.
They are trained to become killers.
Yeah, absolutely.
An ex-terrorist does not know what it means to be to protect it.
No way. No way.
Can you just understand? Nigerian government has been freeing and pardoning Boko Haram terrorists.
Yeah.
Allowing them to be made. Without taking them to the due process of, for them to get stage of to have a change of mindset.
No.
You understand? Now they just recruit them to the Nigerian military.
Yeah.
Things happen. It is government by the north.
For the north. Exactly.
It's not for the rest of the
Nigeria. No, at all.
When I see people cry and Nigeria just laugh.
It's not going to work. No.
Nigeria had their best chance governance in 2015.
Yeah.
And they just everything.
Yeah.
After that, Nigeria has never been better. Nigeria has been broken, and it will continue to until it is total disintegration of and every indigenous people.
Yeah. They will have to. They will have to.
In our hands.
Yes, it does.
It's not in the hand of Ghana.
Yeah.
It's not in the hand of Africa. Even South Africa has tried. But they are still suffering.
Exactly.
They are still in pain. But basically because of relations, number one. Number two, basically because of our wisdom.
Yeah.
Basically because are the people to change Africa.
We are.
People to change the new colonialism.
Yes. Yes.
Because as long as we are concerned, there are so many African countries who the normal stuff is, but at the end of the day, the colonial masters takes over everything and they enjoy only 3 to 2%.
That's it. That's exactly it. These are the things we need to change.
Nigeria, I don't know if Nigeria even, I think Nigeria enjoy 2%, 2.5% of Euro of the oil they have.
There you go. Exactly. Because the price of the oil, we don't determine it. The volume of it, we don't determine it. of which is sold, nothing. There's nothing tying us to this. The currency, we don't own it. The interest rate, we don't control it. Even the naira, we don't print it ourselves. And look, this is all an illusion, but that's another big story, another big, huge topic. But first and foremost, our people need to know the injustice that's been perfected on us. And our job, myself and yourself, we will continue to enlighten them. I hope we can, we will talk some more. I am so grateful for you calling in to enlighten us about the pay of all of these governors and things. These are the things that we need to know so that people understand that even after they leave the government, they are paid millions upon millions of naira, which they don't really need. They don't need this thing. And it's at the expense of our roads, our hospitals, our bridges, our schools. Those are the kind of things. For example, look today, pregnant women with their children were being forced to lie on the streets outside Lagos University Teaching Hospital. Loot. What a shame. I mean, I saw a woman was so outraged. She filmed it. She filmed this thing. And I mean, I don't know if I can show others again, but it was horrifying to see. It was truly horrifying. But my brother, listen, thanks again for calling in. Please continue to watch, and I welcome you, and your comments are always valid. And we will talk some more, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. And thanks for calling in. Thank you.
But is that our people?
Yes.
Because most of them, they don't read.
They don't.
That's why we are so daft.
Exactly.
We don't understand what is going on in that country.
Exactly.
Things is going on that ground.
Yeah.
Our people do.
Exactly.
Somebody come and say, okay, I'm a Nigerian and the country, good, I think the country is going to get better, but they don't know the root of the problem.
Indeed.
You just travel from Nigeria to Ghana and Ghana deport you.
Exactly.
Travel to South Africa.
Yeah.
South Africa, for goodness sake. It's rich. Well,
beyond compare.
But you being embarrassed abroad.
Exactly.
Why?
Exactly. Good
It's
question.
not supposed to be like that.
No.
If
No.
Nigeria is being exploited by the citizens and by
yeah.
Nigeria is supposed to paint every street with gold.
Exactly. Exactly.
You understand?
Yes.
What we have for
exactly. Exactly.
Oil, to use it. Oil money. We're supposed to use it to build a lot.
Yes.
These days, it's going out of sales.
Exactly.
It's no longer viable.
Exactly.
As a economic powerhouse or economic attraction. People are going to farming. People are going to technology. We need to a lot of things that we have economic exposure. But Nigeria is still depending on us.
Well, that's because of the visionless leaders, the Fulanis who believe that they should be they are born to rule, yet they cannot run anything. They are just running into the ground and oppressing, So, yeah, it's yeah.
Has been thinking, okay, this one is Yoruba,
yeah,
and they have an issue. This one are suffering.
Yeah.
The people who are benefiting us are enjoying.
Yeah.
A full bank.
Yes.
Nigeria can own a full bank.
Yes.
Or somebody share in that can pay of Ghana.
Exactly. Crazy. So this is why we need to confront all of this. But thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. Only out for time purposes again, and for others to ever, to be able to call in again. Please, thank you so much. And I'm so grateful. Let's keep it going. Thanks so much, my brother. Take it now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard again there. There's yet more information. look, I'm trying to just make us all aware. You see, let me go back to the Hisbah situation. I saw something just now. I was going to go away from the sovereignty. I'll come back to the sovereignty and I'll read that to you. But I want to read to you about section 1.3 or 1C of the Nigerian Constitution. Now, what they are proposing with the Hisbah about the Friday, Black Friday, it actually goes against section 1.3, and I'm going to read it to you. The reason is because I don't want to debate with the government, but I just want you to know that there's a flaw in the argument. But nonetheless, these are reasons why we can't reason with them. If they are flying in the face of this constitution, if they cannot comply with the constitution, yeah, he looted up, exactly, he did. But, you know, it's now talking grammar. But we don't, look, in section 1.3, it states, listen to this, oh, and for those who Hisbah people, listen, it says here, if any law is inconsistent with the provisions of this constitution, this constitution shall prevail, and that other law shall to the extent of this inconsistency be void. What does that mean? It means that the new law that they are passing in Kano, where they're talking about you cannot say Black Friday, it goes against our constitution. But here's the difference. You don't see any Fulani man saying anything. They go quiet about it. They don't say anything about it. They just go quiet. And they let that law supersede our own constitution. Again, this is grounds for us to walk away from these people. But some people have it in the belief that, oh, if we stay you can't stay together with these people when they are openly disregarding the constitution upon that holds us together, and they are writing their own rules that they expect us to comply with, whilst ignoring the constitution. Can you see the absurdity? I've just read to you section 1.3 that tells you any other law that supersedes that constitution, that other law shall be deemed to be void. But yet here we are. I will show you. Here we are. They are telling us to make sure that Hisbah corps will tell you cannot say Black Friday. Something that goes against our freedom of expression and section 1.3. Now, do you see why we cannot be in the same, we can't be in the same place with these people? We can't. There is no discussion you can have with these people that will be meaningful, because they have a born to rule mentality. Whatever I say goes, even if it means it goes against the very constitution that binds us together. They don't care. It's their words. Their words is more important than the constitution. And they are the ones who are in power via military means. These are the things. Ashe, Kukusamani. God bless Biafra. God bless Ududua. These are the things that you need to really look at. Let me show you. I will show you that Hisbah thing. I just want to show you that the absurdity of the Hisbah thing. I read it and I laughed. But now I just showed to you now. Section 1.3 tells you any law that supersedes or attempts to supersede our constitution, that other law shall be deemed to be void. And our constitution should be overriding it. But they don't care about that. But you will see nobody. You will not see a minister or Ahmed Lawan. Have you heard Ahmed Lawan talk about it? If they believe so much in the constitution, why aren't they talking about it? Oh, they'll say each state can do as it pleases. That's what they will tell you. But the strictest interpretation of our constitution is that should not even be in they should not be allowed to stand. It should be challenged. But because it's a Fulani and it is what? It is Islamic, it will stand. And if that stands there, they won't put it in the constitution, but it's now been eroded and put in and enforced across our nation, so-called nation. We're not one. My people, we're not one. It is that simple. We're not one. I want to talk about something. Here we go. I'll read this to you. See if I can. For those of you who are on YouTube, I will try and do it. Please, at this point, if you haven't subscribed to YouTube, please do so now. subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. As you can see, my broadcast is being brought down drastically by Facebook. I've only got 21 views, 21 people watching me now. I'm sure the numbers are more than that. I'd like to see how many people have shared it. It'd be interesting to see how many people have shared it. I'll go and look at that. But before I do that, let me just read this to you. The Kano State Hisbah Board, which is tasked with the duty of enforcing Sharia law in Kano State. Already, Sharia law should not be something that should supersede our constitution. Sharia law. And that's the problem. You see, once you start putting Sharia council, Sharia this, Sharia that, it shouldn't. These are the things, you know. Thank you very much, Eunice Chuku. These are the things. Look, we need to speak truth to power. It's that simple. You know, if you don't speak truth, what is left? What's left? If you can't speak truth to power, what's left? What's left? These are the things that we know. So, look, we cannot stay with these people with that mindset. If you want to be, you can only be in one nation with people if your mindset is aligned. So when you say something, we can see some similarity. But when somebody's telling you, listen to the words they wrote here. They said here, the Kano State Hisbah Board, which is tasked with the duty of enforcing Sharia law in Kano State, has written a letter to a radio station in Kano State, 96.9 Cool FM, for them using the term Black Friday. Is that not freedom of expression? They are attacking freedom of expression that, as I stated to you, under section 39, I think, is it 39? You have the right to freedom of expression and association. They are attacking that. And nobody in our government, the Senate president, if he knew, I'm saying it again, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, if he knew about and understood the Constitution, he would say, no. We need the people who have put that law in place in Kano to repeal that straight away. It goes against our Constitution. And he will quote it down like I've said. But you know what? Ahmed Lawan is Fulani. The man who put this law together are Fulani. So what he will do? He will be quiet. And that is not following the Constitution. But he will tell us in the South to follow the Constitution. But when we wanted to create, look at Amotekun. Look at Amotekun. Have they allowed it to be something recognized in our nation? They haven't. They haven't allowed it. But they are letting Hisbah be recognized. Hisbah can be recognized. Amotekun, no. We haven't said anything to that one. That is only for you. Your state government can do it, but we don't recognize it as a nation. But they expect us, the whole nation, to respect Hisbah. Can you see the double standards? Can you see the double standards? I hope you are seeing the double standards that's going on. These are the things that I'm talking about for us to realize that we cannot be in the same nation with these people. We can't. We just, it is an impossibility. And please, whilst we're doing this, those of you watching, please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Because like I said, the numbers are really down. You can see that. I'm not really bothered about it being down. What is important is those of you getting this information, share it. Share it. And like I said, the double standards of the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, not looking into this Hisbah law, it goes against our Constitution. And our Constitution, the one he swore on oath to protect, should supersede the Hisbah. Period. But he won't do it. Don't even wait. I'm not going to talk to him about it. I don't need to raise it. I'm just making a point. There's no point in talking to these people. What they are going to do is what they're going to do. It is time we do what we are going to do. Like I say, they are the ones with their feet on our neck. Our job is to collectively stand together and push their feet off our neck. Simple. That is our job. And how do we do it? Empowering our people with this knowledge. That's what we do. So I just wanted to bring that on board. Again, on the health issue thing, I'm going to go quickly go and look into this thing. I want to confirm how many people have shared my broadcast just to see the absurdity of Facebook. I want to just show you. Right. Listen to this. Sometimes I laugh and I'm laughing. You see, Facebook says that only 23 people have shared me. Yeah. But have watched me, are watching me. But I have 108 shares at least. Thank you for all of you, those of you that are sharing it. I'm so grateful. 108 people have shared this broadcast. But as far as Facebook is concerned, only 21 people are watching me. It doesn't matter. Please, you can see why we need to make sure we have another platform, YouTube. So I will be doing this on a regular basis now. Anytime I do my broadcast, I'll be spending quite a lot of time talking about encouraging you, reminding you from time to time during my broadcast. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. It's really, really important. I've got the evidence I need. I've got 108 shares right now as I speak to you. Don't know if I can show you. Can you see? Let me see. Can you see that? Let me see. Can you see 108 shares? So that I'm not talking, that's me live. That's 108 shares there. You can see that. But Facebook will tell me I'm only 21, 22 people watching me. So I know. I don't need to, but I'm not doubting it. But they are trying, this is what they call psychological warfare. So they make you believe that you're not having the number of people, what you're doing is losing interest. That's fine. They can try that. They pick the wrong guy to do that nonsense with. Please, I'm urging you, those of you watching, there's over 100. Those are the 108 that I've shared. If 50 to 60 of you can subscribe on YouTube, that would be great. Let's go ahead and do that. We focus on that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is healthcare. I'm in a place called Ibadan. You will see the video. There was a video of a group of kids that were in what is called correctional facilities. They were taken into correctional facilities because they have some mental issues. Now, the question I want to ask you is this. Should they be in a correctional facility or should they be in a medical facility? Big difference. Correctional means that they are wrong. There's something is wrong with them. You are fixing them. And they have to do what you're telling them. And they're using the religion of Islam, by the way. And it turns out that many of those kids, quite a few of them died in that place. They are living in squalor. There's no record of anybody, no official record of the names of the people who are in there. There's no connection with any medical person, no government official, nothing. But here's this. That should never happen. That should never have happened. Those places should never have been allowed to open because under section 17.3 of the Nigerian Constitution, 17.3D, I'm going to read it to you right now. I'll read it to you right now. Let me read it to you. I just want to go into it. Those of you on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe as well. I'm just going to read 17.3D, and we might probably begin to wind down after that. But I just wanted to just make sure we know what's going on. 17.3D, here we go. So, listen to this 17.3D. 17.3D. The state shall direct its policy towards ensuring that 3C, sorry. The health, 3D, 17.3D. The state shall direct its policy towards ensuring that there are adequate medical and health facilities for all persons. Now, those young people that were taken into that correctional facility, they should never have been taken to those places. They should never have been allowed to even get to the door of that correctional facility because it's a fraud. What should have happened was they should have received medical help, psychological and medical help from qualified doctors and psychiatrists and nurses. But because we don't have the hospital, the money has been looted. The government did not consider it as a major concern. And let me tell you, I want to. Sorry. Okay. Somebody's. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ sir. Ẹ káàárọ̀ sir. Ẹ bá sọ. Àwa ni sir. Ẹ ṣé àwa ni sir. Ẹ ṣé. Ẹ jọ kí ló kọ sir. Okay, sir. Ẹ bá dá ṣètò sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You can.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, sir. Benny. Benny, sir. Benny. Benny, sir.
Now,
Benny. 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 Benny, sir. Benny. 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 I'm going.
Right? Story we can blow our head from here to kingdom come.
Benny. Benny.
They know what they are doing.
Benny, they know what they're doing. Yes, they do. Benny. Benny, they said it. Yeah, what's the way?
Right? And with that Yoruba, country only hold.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. Benny, I'm going.
The reason why.
Yeah.
That one, we need a leader.
Yes, we do.
Not a generalissimo.
No.
A leader.
Yes, we do.
A political leader.
Yes.
Political figurehead.
Yes.
Need the ambassador. Need the Chinobu.
Benny.
They are rubbish because they are looking for their pocket.
Yes.
Benny.
I'm going.
So therefore,
Benny, sir. Benny, sir.
Let a leader come out.
Okay.
So that all these groups will come up. The group tomorrow
Benny, sir. Benny, sir. Benny. Benny.
Right. Let's form a leader. Let everybody support that leader.
Benny.
Without any fight, without anything.
Benny.
Can support you. All for the purpose of saying we want to do a republic.
Benny. So it's
I'm still listening to him.
It's Citizen AY, ambassador. Yeah, you're speaking to Citizen AY right now. Better. Better.
They are right. But there's one fundamental flaw.
Yes.
Which you haven't faced.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes,
and that is the amalgamation document.
Oh, yes. Oh. Benny.
That amalgamation lasts for 100 years.
Yes, it does, yes.
1914, one sign there.
Benny, sir.
We're now in 2020.
Yes.
So, it's relevant to me. Amalgamation will exist, man.
Benny.
You understand me?
Oh, yeah, me. I understand, yes.
Yes. The constitution is null and void.
Yes, I agree. Yes. I agree with you. Yes.
That constitution is going to come and debate here.
No. Benny. Benny.
So to me, what we should first face is there's a leader. Let's ram home to him that or her that amalgamation Kusima.
Yes.
There's no amalgamation. There's no more Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay. We cannot sit down now and start. We are talking about let's extend the amalgamation. No.
No. Benny.
So I think that is where we need to start the argument.
Okay.
To me, constitution, we are wasting time on it. Because we know right from the word go, that constitution was bloody one-sided.
It was fraudulent. It was a fraud.
Look,
Benny, that's what I'm saying. They will never.
Okay.
Yes.
But now, listen to me. Because what you show says upper hand.
Yes. Look, Benny. Look at government. Benny.
In the lower house.
Benny.
They have more than the senator in the upper house.
Yes. Benny.
So therefore, there's non-starter.
Benny.
To argue there is non-starter. So therefore, the only best way, look, restructuring, on this constitution, you can never restructure.
No. There's no MU. We don't have any hand in restructuring. No way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, sir. Yes.
On the constitution,
No way.
Possible.
No.
Number two, the Republic campaign until we go back to that amalgamation document.
Yeah. But how do we
document and say this is no more valid?
How do we
null and void?
How do we compare?
Then we can now form for the Republic.
Okay.
Because if we say we are no more interested in amalgamation.
Yeah. Benny, before, how do we compel the Fulanis to go to revisit the amalgamation document?
We don't need to convince any Fulani or Hausa about that. It is a known fact.
Mm-hmm.
It is a known fact that amalgamation was meant for 100 years.
Yeah. Yes.
If anything, if they really wanted to say, they should have been talking to our family since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about this amalgamation problem.
Yeah.
But no, that's the 1999, that is a constitution here.
Yes.
Constitution cannot override the amalgamation document.
Okay.
So therefore, we need to go back to the amalgamation and tell them, sorry, amalgamation is no more. We are no more amalgamated.
Mm-hmm. So
therefore, this constitution is null and void. Yes.
Yeah.
And two, we are no more amalgamated because it has expired.
Yeah.
Okay. And once that is established, that it has expired, and we are no more one again. So therefore,
Benny. Ewo. Esheun Goni.
There is one factor.
Yes. Benny.
To have peace, you must be armed.
Benny.
Ó
ti yé mi mi ò fẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ kíní yẹn lọ títí lórí afẹ́fẹ́ ni mo mọ bí tẹ́ ń lọ gangan. Ó yé mi tẹ́ ń sọ sà mi ò fẹ́ ká sọ jù lórí afẹ́fẹ́ mo bí tẹ́ ń lọ sà ó yé mi àgbọ́yé sà àgbọ́yé.
You have my number.
Mo ẹbẹ ni màá pè é sà mo ní nọ́mbà yẹn mo ti kọ́lẹ̀ ẹ ṣeun bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà mo ti kọ́lẹ̀ sà. Ayọ̀ Ògúndìmú ni tèmi Ayọ̀ Ògúndìmú lórúkọ mi sà Citizen wa ni wọ́n máa ń pè mí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà ẹ ṣeun màá pè yín ẹ ṣeun sà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà. Okay. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni sà ẹ ṣeun gan ni ẹ ṣeun sà thanks so much you too ẹ ṣeun sà ó dà o bye bye ẹ ṣeun bye. That was a lovely call there. That was an absolutely amazing call. We spoke a lot. Excuse me for speaking in Yoruba a little bit. It was talking about the issue of what I've been talking about is the Constitution, but he brought in another aspect. For everybody, I haven't forgotten the amalgamation. We are 1999, 2014. It ran out. The amalgamation ran out 2014. So by rights, it supersedes the Constitution. And I see that statement. And the problem is that how to make sure that the Igbos and Yorubas see that and make sure that we compel everybody to see that amalgamation is a document that we need to work on. But in the absence of that consensus, we are still left with this constitution facing us. And that's what sometimes maybe you're looking at things and going, right, okay, you know what? This constitution is what we're faced with. Not belittling amalgamation. No. I'm very clear about that. I'm not. But it is what is in front of us right now and how to get ourselves out of it. And it is that constitution that they're using in our National Assembly right now. That is it's a live document. It's a fraudulent document, but it's live. And that's the key thing there. But it does not in any way diminish the argument for amalgamation, because amalgamation is a watertight document, 100 years, dissolve. After that 100 years, you can do as you please. You can do whatever you want. You can go your own separate way. That should be what is there. What is lacking right now is the consensus between Igbos and Yorubas to do something to get that amalgamation watertight and say, right, by that, we're going away, and taking the steps to make sure that we do that. But until in the absence of that, however, the gap, the void of that agreement in being able to pull away as a Southerner, that void is filled currently by this constitution that we all agree is wrong, is unjust, is fraudulent. We all agree. But it's what is being used to oppress and suppress us. The exclusive list in there is alive and kicking, is impacting on our lives daily. So to ignore it to me seems to be something that we cannot afford to do. We need to confront it instead. Yes, we have a massive plus that the amalgamation has run out. That is a massive bonus that we can call on at the right time. Now is not the time for us to call on the amalgamation. We need to first deal with what's in front of us. That's just my take. Of course, that's only my view. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I welcome that discussion that we had there. And there was other things that we were going to talk about, which and obviously it's best with, Okay. Hello, caller. Oh my gosh. Oops. I don't know what happened. Who's this one? I don't know. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Oops. I'm not quite sure. I'm not too sure what that is. I need to check. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So I'll leave that for now. So listen, in closing, I'm not quite sure what happened there. The phone was supposed to ring through, but it didn't quite do it, but it's fine. I'll leave it for now. What I will do is to just hold on 1 second, please. I'm just going to change. I need to change something here. I don't know what's happened here. Okay. Okay. I'm going to... 1 second, please. Give me a minute, please. I just something... Oh, okay. Somebody's just calling me. Okay. Hello, caller. Can you hear me? Hello, ma. Hello, Wekale. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Good evening. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good evening. Ekale.
Hey.
Good evening.
Ekale,
ma.
sir.
Aro ma. It was anyway. Okay. Okay. It's almost 2 o'clock. Me by. So.
Yeah, can
Okay, ma. Enle ma. Sheun. Ejo kilo ko ma. I want here. Okay. Yes. Okay, yes, sheun ma. Enle. I want here ma. Sheun. Eku gbogbo e.
Thank you for the work.
Thank you.
I feel I see you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yes.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
follow you.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure I go back to your.
Oh, thank you.
You understand?
Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
So I get excited when.
Oh, thank you.
There was a message, what shows that see you on the.
Yes. Oh, I must have missed it, but I can, I recall, I couldn't make it for some reason that time, but I'm keen to. Yes, exactly, yes. No, thank you. Yes, they're getting there slowly. Yeah, in the cold weather, in the winter months, it gets a bit much, so I have to take it easy sometimes and try, when you have chronic pain, it can slow things down. So, but I'm getting there slowly. Thanks for asking. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for asking. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
I was listening to you and a call from India. He made contribution.
Yes.
Joanna with. Yeah. I just.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get angry and frustrated. I feel like sometimes because I don't any sense.
Yeah.
To leave it. Nigeria.
Exactly. It does, doesn't it?
And I don't know what. On the right track.
Yeah.
But I believe we are.
Exactly.
Because that's the only solution.
It is.
To things. Like.
Exactly. Yes.
So
His backups.
Yeah. It was like, and you remember of it. Fulani.
Exactly.
They just.
Exactly.
And I begin.
Yeah.
We are our own.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know has come over. You understand?
Yeah.
Because and even
yeah.
So,
Statement. Yes.
And they are out there.
Yes.
Arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing protection
Mm-hmm.
and having their. You will see.
Yes.
Maybe on the street countering. I don't know. Like,
exactly.
why are you doing that?
Exactly.
It's terrible.
It is. It is. It is.
Why can't my people together and
exactly.
I don't.
Yeah, it is.
So jealousy and so
exactly.
It's really giving up.
It is holding us back.
A lot of hard time getting towards the freedom.
It is. It is. You're so right. And we need to wake up from that.
Will happen.
Yeah.
I think get together.
Yes, we do.
I know that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because people have their own.
Yeah. Exactly. Benny. Well, mo gbọ́ nù yín pé ẹ gbọ́ Yorùbá yẹn dára ó jágara. Okay.
So I have got to live with. Live with.
Yes.
And I see that they may not who are suppressing us.
Yeah. Exactly. Than we are.
Fighting for our own freedom. So why can't
differences exactly
for this freedom?
Exactly. I agree with you. I agree completely. You're so right. That's the key to all of this. We need to see each other as a collective to confront this together and speak with one voice and making sure that we are not they won't be able to break us. You are absolutely right. That's so key to what we're trying to achieve. But we won't relent. We will keep waking up our people, keep giving them more information to make them aware of the injustice that's being carried out on their heads, and keep this discussion going. We're not gonna relent. And for you to have your kids and everything in Canada, myself in the UK, and many of us all over the place, it shows that what's happening at home has pushed us out of our own country. It's time for us to go back and claim back what is ours, and we will do it collectively together. I have no doubt. We have to just remain committed to it. But over time, we will get there. We have to remain resolute and keep working at it. And that unity will come by all of us speaking out in unison. But I thank you so much for your call.
There's something else about I know
yes.
Nigeria.
Yes.
All of that.
Yes.
In fact, heartbreak.
Yes, it is.
The number of
Yes.
You know, due to
It's
porn.
yeah.
There was a video of a kid I was watching, and he was so much passion. He was trained like
yes. Where was at the school?
Age 2.
Yeah.
We assess child, you know,
yeah.
Can't find that.
No.
A lot of kids, a lot of women, a lot of young people have died just because. And it's not like they can't afford this in Nigeria. It's not that they cannot provide.
Yeah.
They have been looked. Could have.
Exactly.
They're not doing that because of their reasons. This is to come to an
exactly. Indeed, it has to.
Another clinic. Train.
Yes.
Auxiliary
yes.
By themselves, and those they go ahead to become their own.
Exactly.
Without license.
And that's so dangerous. That's a danger.
Medications to people, and at the end of the
dying.
Kidney failure,
Exactly. Yeah. It's
and
exactly.
Every 3 days, because they only tries it.
Yes, it's crazy.
People and so many
afford it. No.
I asked a friend of mine. She said that for 3,000
wow.
naira.
Wow.
How many people can afford just because they kidneys they can't afford. If you have to be a very rich man to be able to go to get treatment, or maybe to a cohort get treatment.
Wow.
In fact, it's a lot of money that country needs.
Yeah, it does. You're absolutely right.
I pray.
Yeah.
Very, very.
It will definitely happen. It will. No doubt about that. It will. Okay. Listen, thank you so much. Listen, I've got your number. You and I will talk some more, and we'll keep this conversation going. And please,
I will be happy.
yes,
I will be very grateful.
Good. You and I will talk some more, and we will keep this conversation going. And please do call in again. I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Eunice, my sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
take care.
It's really
yeah. You can see that, but
watching when I had to take my husband.
That's it.
On my phone,
yes.
It was straight and my line on.
Yes.
And I was.
Yes. They're just trying to frustrate, and it doesn't matter. I'm not worried. Yeah. We will go to. That's it.
Just the way in the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do. We won't stop. That will not phase us. We will continue. Yeah. No, thank you so much. Listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate you. Say hello to the family and to your husband and everybody, and talk to you soon. We'll be in touch. Take care now. Bye-bye. Bye. So that was a lovely discussion right there. And as I said, Facebook with their wahala, they're deliberately reducing the number. You had on some phones 20, on some phones 29, and definitely, as I'm speaking to you, 148 shares. So that must mean that somebody's watching me somewhere steadily, but they are doing something behind the scenes, which is actually unethical, if that's, from what we're saying. But hey, it doesn't matter. Listen, before I go, like I said, the hospital where those kids were, the correctional facilities, nobody should be in correctional facilities. Mental health care, I want to state this, in that contraption, the lack of light, electricity, water, hospital, good toilet facilities, and bridges and all of those things, all the amenities that you want, all the infrastructures, the lack of those things is costing over 50% or more
perhaps, of the mental issues we are facing in that nation. Let me say that again. The lack of infrastructure, water, light, healthcare, toilet facilities, and the like is causing mental stress for millions of people that go undiagnosed, and the government of the day totally ignore it. Just on that basis alone, that is enough grounds to terminate this government, because the welfare, the health and welfare of the people is not only physical, it is also psychological and mental. And when you separate one from the other, you're focusing as long as you're physically healthy, you're not dealing with the mental issues. People have walked on the streets. The stress of not knowing where the next meal is coming, the money to pay for electricity, to buy generator, the stress. Women have torn their clothes off themselves in the streets. They've gone mad. Men likewise. People have gone and committed suicide because of the failure of our government to provide consistent infrastructure for people to be able to manage their lives. That is the fact that we are facing. And that is the fact that they refuse to acknowledge. There is a huge issue of mental illness. I said it. There is a huge issue. Perhaps as much as 50 million, 60 million people in that contraption that are walking around with mental illness. The mental illness of the constant stress. You're worrying about paying bills. You're worrying about no electricity. You're worrying about no water. You're worrying about how to get the next meal. You're worrying about your health care. You fall ill. Fal said something. If you fall ill in Nigeria, the next time you fall ill may be the last time you are on this earth in Nigeria. Let me say that again. He said the next time you fall ill, that may be your last time on this earth. You may die when you fall ill in Nigeria because of the lack of health care. And that is a huge stress on many people's life, both inside and outside. It impacted me. I have a family close to me. When something was wrong with them, I was so panicked. I sent everything I had to people to help, and I was duped. I was defrauded because I said to myself, I don't care. If this can help them at this point, I will do it. I did it in a rush, and I was defrauded, and it never materialized. And that's the stress of a situation. Not having health care has huge implications for the economy of the nation. You say you want to build an economy. If your workforce is mentally unstable or physically unable, your workforce can never perform at peak performance. They can never perform at peak performance. But yet, successive government, they completely ignore the mental health of the citizens to whom sovereignty belongs. But you are telling me to believe in one Nigeria. Really? I mean, what I've just told you now, we can write a book about mental health and its impact on our economy. People who are unwell can simply not perform at peak performance. Period. Their health issues, physical or mental, will hold them back. And instead of the government recognizing that there are health issues that they are failing to deal with, they blame those people for having those issues that was caused by the very lack of infrastructure that they needed in the first place. So you can see the problem we face. That's the problem we face. And that is it's a ticking time bomb. People are walking around with undiagnosed mental health issues, serious mental health issues in that contraption. That's a fact. They can dispute it all they want, but that is the fact. Evening, Princess Odiri, my sister. Long time. How are you doing? It's good to have you on the show. Thank you very much for joining us on Citizen AY. Please do tell your friends and family to subscribe to us on Yoruba Citizen AY, because Facebook, as you can see, they're bringing the numbers down. Now, we know the broadcast has been shared at least over 148 times. So that means that at least over 100 people have watched us just by doing rough sums. But the Facebook are bringing the number down. So please, if you can subscribe to us, Chris Chris Tuobaba, please do subscribe and share as well. So thank you very much to you all. But like I said, this issue, hi, Princess Odiri, great having you on. So please, the biggest concern, one of the biggest concerns that is undiagnosed. You see, when you have lack of infrastructure in your community, it affects the safety of the people. When someone feels unsafe, they are on edge. Now, you add to that, they don't have health care. They don't want to fall ill. They are stressed. That's the stress level going up. They have to provide for water. They haven't got it. The government fails to do it. They have to find it themselves. They have to get themselves and their family okay. Look, it is so much. Good evening. Good evening, K-Bossman, my brother. So please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Please subscribe, I urge you all. So the mental health we should have when we do get Oduduwa Nation and Biafra Nation, we need to have prepared. We need to get a group of students trained up who will train for the other ones to deal with health, medical, and psychological health of the nation. Everyone must have to go through an assessment to deal with that when we have these infrastructures in place. Because people are walking around in that nation with undiagnosed illnesses. I'm not a doctor, don't get me wrong. I'm not a doctor. But the symptoms, the signs of what people display when they come to UK, when they come to other places, tells you we are walking, we don't even know ourselves. When a child says at 7, when it's dark, a child that comes from Nigeria comes here. When it's getting dark, you say mom and dad, why has NEPA not taken out the light? Because they're seeing light here. That's psychological already. Because her brain has been, his or her brain has been conditioned to expect that there's no electricity. So when that doesn't happen, it's like, what? No. That's it, because that is the conditioning. That's the conditioning we've been put through. Please, those of you who are saying we should be one Nigeria, with what I'm telling you, please rethink it. Rethink it. Because the very people who you want to do one Nigeria, I tell you again, they are selling this electricity to Niger, to Chad, to Togo, to Benin. They're getting 24-hour electricity in those countries. But in our country, from which this electricity comes, they're keeping us in darkness. But you still want us to be one with those people. What's wrong with us? Let's really call it what it is. Because the mental health issues can cause untold damage. Marriages break up. Families kill somebody kills somebody. So many people, somebody will do something that's completely out of character because of the stress of the lack of infrastructure, the lack of healthcare, the lack of government protecting and providing for them. And everything belongs to the people. We have major issues that this bad governance has brought about, and they are refusing to acknowledge. That's the plain fact. This is indisputable fact. You can bring anybody you want and I will discuss it with them. Anybody, any professor. I'm not a professor. I'm not any of those. But I can sit down and I can detail and break down to you how all of this is impacting our productivity, our well-being, our lifespan. 50 years is what they've given us as lifespan in that contraption. But it's a great country. It's not great. It's a shame. We should hang our heads in shame. And if those who are believe they want to be born to rule, let them go and do it in our land. We're happy to work with you if you wanted. But 60 years has proven that you don't want to work with us. You want to be the ones who will make the decision. You don't care the impact. We can't live like that. It's unsustainable. People are dying needlessly. There's no health care for the people. There's no comfort. There is no infrastructure. And the money keeps going. And you sit on everything. You take all the resources. That's why we are comfortable in stating what we're saying. That we are going for Oduduwa Nation and Biafra Nation and Middle Belt. Because the refusal of those who are in power to address major concerns, they are instead focused on this religious nonsense. To say, he's bad this, he's bad that. Without looking at the impact on the mental health issues that is deep, that is affecting the lives of the people on a daily basis. Enough is indeed enough, ma. So, listen, I'm going to put a stop here. I'll wrap this up here. But I want also to look at, you see, the lack of light, the lack of water, the lack of healthcare. Those three things. Let me say again. Lack of light, lack of water, lack of healthcare, and then add lack of good roads. See those four things. They will reduce the lifespan, the lifespan of every Nigerian living in those with those conditions daily. They will reduce it by as much as 20, 30 years. Because every single day you are worrying about how you're going to get home. What time will you get home? Will you be able to feed? Is there electricity? I can't fall ill. The stress of doing that alone is mental stress that the body can only sustain for so long before it starts breaking down. That's what we're facing. That's the reality. I'll leave that with you all. Listen, I thank you for joining me. Yes, suffering and smiling in its very unsustainable indeed. So I leave that with you all. Please make sure you download the Nigerian Constitution. Go to www.citizenay.org. Download the Constitution on there. If you want to get further detail within it, go to page 75. Page 75 has a breakdown of the exclusive legislative list. That list is having a daily negative impact on every life. Every single life in that contraption. Every poor man in the South. Everyone. In fact, the rich man. Everybody. Look at the king that was killed the other day. Just a few days ago. Nobody's safe. Look at the one that was apparently the wife of an aide to the Akere Delu's wife being kidnapped. You know, nobody's safe. That's bad governance. Let's knock this on the head. Those who say they are born to rule, if we leave this in their hands, we will be slaves in our land and we will die for nothing. We've got the coming generation to look forward to. We need to prepare the ground for them. We can only prepare it when we can build a viable economy, be it Oduduwa, Biafra. We can build that in a land where there's no arbitrary rule, where there's no fiefdom. We are being ruled as though we're in a fiefdom, and we can't accept this any longer. We are better than this. As Southerners, we are better than this, and we must stand up for what we believe in for once. Some of us will lose our lives in this battle. I'm very clear. But if we make sure that we stick to it, the coming generation will have our name in light forever. And that's a price worth paying. That's a price worth paying. What do you want to be remembered by? Your deeds or your money? You choose. Your deeds or your money? Money is nothing. You can't carry money to heaven. Name me one man that's carried money to heaven. One. Man or woman. Name it. Or gold. You can't carry it to heaven. You better put that money to invest in our infrastructure so that we all collectively benefit. And when we do, your name will be carried in light, in the light forever. Yes, it's a price worth paying. So listen, I thank you all. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to put a stop here. Oh my God, it's 2:50. I better go and sleep. Listen, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you all. Thank you for those of you who also subscribed to Citizen AY on YouTube. Please, let's keep that going. Keep sharing it. It's important. Facebook are doing their tricks. I'm not fazed. If it's only one person, I'll still say the same thing. Samuel Jegede, thanks for joining me, and everybody else. Let's keep the discussion going. I thank you all for joining me. We'll be back again. And please do also, those of you speaking Yoruba, join us on the Oduduwa TV radio as well. And I want to say a big thank you to all of the presenters and the moderators and those who are organizing on Oduduwa TV radio and of course Oduduwa TV movement. Thank you very much, Eunice. Thank you. Thank you, my sister. Listen, take care, guys. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye, all. So, thank you very much. That's the broadcast ended on Facebook. So, I'm equally going to do the same thing now on YouTube. I want to thank you all for joining me. Close to 3 hours, 2 hours, and the time is 2:51. 2 hours and 51 minutes, and the time is 2:08. So we spent almost 3 hours here. I want to thank you all. Please continue to subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Share it. Our Facebook are playing their games. We're not faced by that. Our goal is to make our people aware of their rights and make a change, a positive difference in their lives. All of us with the right information, we can build a better Oduduwa, a better Biafra. We cannot build a better Nigeria because the Fulanis are hell-bent on being the one who will born to rule. And it's a misrule. It's a disaster. And we have to face the facts. We can build something better if we go for our own nation. But we start off with the Constitution first. Referendum. Yes, there's talk about amalgamation. In the absence of that real pathway towards amalgamation, what we are faced with is how to deal with the constitution, the fraudulent constitution imposed on us. And that's the best job we can do at this point in time. But of course, nobody's writing off the amalgamation. So listen, I thank you all. Let's talk soon. Have a brilliant evening, and we're back sometime soon. Take care. Bye, y'all. Bye, all. Okay.